Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me live this Saturday for today's Travel Marketeering Saturday session. I am so glad that you are joining me live. And if you are watching this on demand on our YouTube channel, World Via Travel Network, then a heartfelt welcome to you as well. Now, these sessions are live. So if you are joining me live, definitely participate, ask me questions. The chat is disabled during this session, but the Q&A is not. So you can drop your questions in the Q&A down below, or you can even raise your hand down below and I can unmute you and we can have a little chin wag. So please participate if you are joining live, and no question is silly or wrong. Today we're going to be talking about a specific topic, so I'd like to keep the questions around that, but inevitably I will go on what has been called super tangents. So we can probably talk about just about anything. I am your host for the next hour and a half, Joshua Harrell. I am the Chief Revenue Officer, but we're at Worldvia, excuse me, and I am responsible, probably very much like you, responsible for marketing, sales, and service delivery for our company. So yeah, I think you're a chief revenue officer, but more importantly, you are a fellow travel marketeer. So and it's not, if you notice in my background, there's a lot of Disney stuff. The marketeering stuff is not for Mouseketeers. It is not. It's for marketers, specifically marketers who focus on selling their products and services through a system. And since we're all about travel marketing, we're travel marketeers. Like that? Now, most Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, I am joining you live. So when we're talking about loads of different topics through the course of the year, there's a couple that I am going to miss. My schedule has started to creep up on me, so there are a couple that I am going to miss. But please, if you like the sessions, please sign up and register for the upcoming sessions. Love to have you there. We're going to talk about loads of different topics, all areas of sales and marketing and service delivery. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. Again, 8:30 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays. But if you do miss out, you can search on YouTube for World Via Travel Network, and you will find our YouTube channel, and you can find all a playlist specifically for all the past travel marketeering sessions. So I hope you join, and also we have a private Facebook group that we just started about a month ago called Travel Marketeers. So if you're in Facebook, go to Travel Marketeers and join. We want to build a lively community all about travel marketeering. Plus, just a little hint, me and my team have quite a few fun things. Uh, fun if you're a marketing nerd like me. Fun marketing nerdy things that we're dropping in there for you to use before anybody else gets to use them. So love to have you over there. All right, I am going to get started with today's topic. Hold on one second. Let me get my deck up here. One second. It takes a minute. All right. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about harnessing the power of reviews for your travel agency. Now, the last week we were talking about meaningful relationships, and reviews come into play there. So we're kind of on a theme here, and I wanted to continue to ride this out a little bit and really talk about reviews. Now, going back to the definition of marketeering, uh, marketeering is the activity of selling goods or services in a marketing system. So why am I calling that out? Because you're going to find I'm going to share years of marketing experience in consumer marketing and B2B marketing, as well as travel marketing. But I am I will identify things that I feel are more artistic and more scientific, and I my goal is to help you craft systems because systems are things that can run. They can run without you sometimes. They need to be minded. They need to be, you need to squeak squirt some grease in there, or sometimes you need to reorganize your system. But as I've been an entrepreneur many, many times, and many of those times I've been a solo entrepreneur. And if you are an advisor working for an agency, you're responsible for your own book of business. So you are a solopreneur in many, many many senses. I think you get what I'm saying there. So the thing is you're not just marketeering, right? You're also booking travel. You're also continuing your education. You're also managing your books. If you have a multi-agent agency, you're managing your team. You're hiring for your team. You're doing loads of things. Marketeering is all about the systems. If you are just doing tactics, things can get lost in the sauce. You can, I've been meaning to update my website instead of creating a monthly reminder to do a quick audit of the website and make quick changes, right? If you set up a system like that where you're making a constant check-in for yourself, then you don't have to think about your website for the 29 days of the month that you're working on other things. So I'm going to constantly drive you towards creating systems or how you can systematize what you're doing or what you should be doing with marketing. And that is the magic of marketeering. Yeah. All right. So today we're going to talk about why customer reviews are important and how responding to all reviews. Notice how I put that in there, all reviews. We're going to talk about the good and the bad. And more importantly, we're going to talk about leveraging reviews to generate more leads. Because at the end of the day, you want that review, you want good reviews, but what are those reviews going to turn into? More leads. More leads lead to more happy customers and happy reviews, right? All right. So again, don't forget, if you have any questions throughout the session, drop them in the Q&A below, or you can raise your hand and I will unmute you. This is definitely something I want. This is a conversation. If you've been a part of these sessions before, you know that we like to get engaged and get involved. So don't worry, you're not going to interrupt me because I will be mindful of it, but we will keep on trucking here. All right. So why are customer reviews essential? Real voices can shape the future and build trust one word at a time. Isn't that true? It's one thing for someone to tout on their website that they handle all the details. They make these beautiful experience for their clients. They handle all the details. It's worry free. They are the experts in a specific destination. That's one thing. It is much more powerful to get someone else who has actually experienced all of that to say it in their own words. So that's where even though you are a real voice when you're creating your marketing, it has that social proof, that proof that that what you say you do is what you say you do when you hear it from somebody else's perspective. And let's just, I like to use examples that everyone can relate to, because some of you might be just starting your business. You might not even have a customer to get a review from. Sounds like maybe some of you, maybe. So let's put it into perspective here. I believe that it's safe to assume that we have all shopped on Amazon. And on Amazon, you might find the same product listed a couple of times. Now, you might know that you want that product. You don't need someone's review. But I bet you look at the listing for that product that has 447 four-star reviews over, again, the same product that only has three three-star reviews. You are more likely to buy from that one that has the social proof, even though the same product may be listed by a different seller, but it's the same product. As human beings, we like what other people like most of the time. We need that sometimes. We crave that. So having some proof that you are what you say you are, or your agency is what it says it is it's invaluable. It's invaluable. You can't actually put a return on investment for your time and energy, because it just happens. It's a part of the fabric of your agency and you as a business owner. And I'm including those of you who are advisors who work for agencies. Own your book of business. So that is, you are a business owner in that sense. So it's a part of that fabric of your business identity and reputation, for people to validate who you are and what you do. So power of customer reviews builds trust and credibility. Just like the Amazon example I gave you, seeing those stars and numerous stars says, oh, other people buy this and they like it. I probably will like it too. It's not always the case, but it's part of it. Now, talking about four 5-star reviews, whatever is it a written review, a more of a testimonial, or is it a star rating? Neither here nor there. There are some people, some decision makers who you're going to work with, who they've had a consultation with you. They already believe, they've heard how expert you are with whatever it is you are selling, and they believe in your talent. Okay, now they may have made the decision to contact you because they did a search, they saw reviews in some directory listings. Like if you're a part of our network, you have access to travelleaders.com agent profiler. So when you do a search for agents and those travelleaders.com profiles pop up, that star rating shows up in the Google search engine results page. So as I'm looking at a bunch of agents or a bunch of agencies, I can see that there's a rating behind you. So that might have been why I reached out to you. But there might be other people, other stakeholders in the purchase of a trip with you. So those people may need to validate you, even though the person who reached out to you is leading the charge, and they're like, yes, this is who I want to use. This person is fantastic. This agency is great. But then they need some of that validation. They need to see that you are a credible advisor and that other people do business with you. So it's a part of that decision-making process as well. So it's not just about the attracting of prospects who want to do business with you because you have these great reviews. It also contributes to the decision making. So having those reviews, whether it is online through platforms like Facebook, Google, even Bing, I must admit, I'm not a fan of Bing. I don't know many people who use Bing, but I'm just saying if you have reviews on Bing or directories like travelleaders.com, Agent Profiler, or worldvia.com, Advisor Showcase, um, having those reviews contribute to everyone in the party saying, okay, this is who this is who we should do business with. So speed that along. The other powerful part of reviews is it drives improvement and innovation in the way that you do business. Okay. Very much like collecting uh, surveys, the Net Promoter Score. How likely are you to recommend this company to friends and colleagues? I can't remember the exact question that NPS asks, but I'm sure you've gotten many of those surveys where you rate how likely you are to recommend a business. And that results in a score, whether it's they are a promoter, whether they're passive, they're not necessarily considered somebody who is a promoter, or a detractor. A detractor would be somebody who had has is not likely to recommend your business and can possibly uh, be a part of not adding to your story of success and positivity. So they're considered detractors. Anyway, the whole point I'm trying to make here is your reviews, much like surveys and collecting surveys, help you hone in on what you do well and what you could possibly do better. Okay. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinion. And you may think that you have delivered knock your socks off service. I mean, beyond what what that client should have expected. And they have left a review that is flattering, but it's not necessarily as flattering as you want or the way what you think you should get. Don't let that don't take that to heart and let that tear you down. Look at it as an opportunity to ask yourself, okay, I did everything. This client should be so stoked. They should be loving every bit of this experience with me. Um, but they didn't. So let me read, you might have to read it a couple of times. Let me read it a few times, read the review a few times, and see if the problem is in the service that I delivered. And you have to be vulnerable to do that. Or, and this happens a lot, or is it not that you delivered less than service? Is it that you didn't signal exactly what you were doing and how unique it was and how special it was? You did it behind the scenes. And I'm not saying, make every single thing a grand gesture and stop everything and say, I just want to let you know this is above and beyond service. No, cut that out. That's not going to work. But many travel professionals I know don't position what they're doing, either what they will do in the beginning when they're having the consultation, when they're putting together the proposal. Either they don't do it there, or they don't do it while they're doing it. And so the client does not see all these moments of magic that you have put into the vacation that you've put together. So when you see a review start to indicate there's a disconnect between what the service that you think you're delivering and what the client perceives they're getting, ask yourself those questions. It could be as simple as define these things that you're doing better or call them out. This is the type of service I provide, and this is why I do it, and this is why people love it. Um, so maybe that's what you do in the more consultation and proposal stage. So then when they experience it, they're like, ah, that's what she was talking about. Or if you're doing something that maybe wasn't a part of the original scope of the project, but something came up and you did something, you worked your magical powers and you made something happen. You don't need to be like, oh my gosh, you don't need to peacock around and be like, oh, I am so fabulous. Look at what I did for you. But call it out. Make sure you identify those moments, because it will pay off. If it pays off in a review, that's grand. If it doesn't pay off in a review, then be okay with that, because may come around in other ways. I believe you just got to put it out to the universe and it's going to circle around the way you want it to, or the way you need it to, when you need it to. So sometimes that might be in a review. Other times, that might be in the way of a referral. And you never know when somebody is talking to somebody that could be potentially one of your clients. So, again, think about your reviews. They are extremely powerful. It is a reflection of the way you market your business, the way you sell your services, and the way you deliver your service. So it it's a big combination of all those things. And if you think about the review, you get the review. That review can validate the service that you're providing, or can show you an opportunity for improvement or innovation. And I'm just saying, it's extremely powerful in so many ways, but it is something that it's like an annuity. It pays dividends over and over again and can grow exponentially over time. So reviews need to be a part of your business. It needs to be a part of your marketing system. We're going to talk about that. So again, if you guys have any questions, or if you have any experience with reviews and testimonials, drop those questions or comments in the Q&A, because I'd love to talk about them. And I know that the other people who are watching live or watching on demand would love to hear some personal experiences from fellow travel professionals. So don't be shy. Don't be scared either. All right. How to respond to all reviews. Here, I'm calling out this all review thing. So here's the foundations of responding to reviews. So you're asking for reviews. You're creating the system to ask for reviews, and believe me, we are gonna talk about the mechanics of asking for reviews. But something that is often overlooked And you could even look at other businesses. I'm a big proponent of looking at other businesses for cues around what I could do better or what I am doing better than them. So expand your horizons from just your business, or expand your view from just your business. Look at the world at large and you as a consumer in the world. And let's think about your experience with reviews, because sometimes that helps. Sometimes we get too stuck in our business that we're not necessarily looking beyond and seeing where we can get inspiration. So when you see reviews on any business, with things like Google, Yelp, Facebook, uh, there's even some of the neighborhood directories. You can a client can leave a review. They can maybe do a star rating. They can leave a review, and there is normally a place for the business to respond. And this is such a missed opportunity. This is huge because none of us are a mega brand, global brand that gets thousands of reviews every day. So it's a big deal when we get a review. Something that can add an extra bit of flair and can add to the size of that dividend that you get from your reviews is you responding to the review. And it's very simple. If someone said, I loved working with Elizabeth at Mammoth Travels. We did a world cruise that ticked so many items off the bucket list that I can't even list them all. I am over the moon. Elizabeth is someone who dots all the I's, crosses all the T's, and ensures that me and my magnificent other are well taken care of. Wow. I feel like I could write a review right now for someone. But this person has written a glowing review. You could not ask for any better, right? It's talking not only about Elizabeth the agent and what she did. It's talking about that experience that this couple had, and that it was remarkable. It's really what you want every client to experience, right? And people want to see themselves in these reviews or in marketing in general. So you couldn't ask for a better one. But what could make this review even more powerful is if Tuesday at 3 p.m., this person left this review for Elizabeth. And if Tuesday by 8 p.m., Elizabeth has responded and said, it was such a pleasure planning your trip. I look forward to your next one. You know where to find me. You know, something that is professional, but it also speaks to what the review was talking about, how wonderful Elizabeth was to work with. So if I am somebody who does not know, who is this Elizabeth, right? Who is this Elizabeth? If I don't know her, I've now seen what one of her clients has to say about her. But then I get the curtain has peeled back, and now I get to see Elizabeth's style. Think about it. It's so simple. It's a simple acknowledgement of this review, but it was pretty immediate. I mean, we did it the same day. It wasn't because it shows the date that the review was done and then when the response was there or when the response was given. So If 3 months goes by, if 3 years go by, okay, is Elizabeth on it? I I don't know. She could respond with the same thing, but why did it take her so long to respond to this review? Oh, the they might not be saying it, and they might not necessarily fully grasp that they're processing it, but subconsciously they see it took 3 months for Elizabeth to respond to this review. Now, Elizabeth could be so busy that she only gets to reviews, 3 months. But it's such a personal business, it's such a human business that that seems a little bit odd, especially for as simple as I loved working with you and your magnificent other. Da, 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 I can't wait for the next one, right? That's pretty simple. So timely responses are fantastic. They signal this is Elizabeth is on it. But then the personalized response then gives that sneak peek behind the curtain because let's be honest, you can say on your website that you're all about servicing your clients and giving amazing service. I mean, how many companies do that? Until you experience service, you don't know if a business is good or bad at it. Think about that. I'll let you percolate on that one for a minute. I don't care if JD Power has given somebody or a business an award for amazing customer service because most of the ones that I see, most of the big brands that I see use that are the ones that have a customer service problem. And they're trying to use that JD power. Who is JD? Why does JD matter? I know I'm being a little ridiculous here, but I'm just saying you don't know if a company is good at customer service unless you experience it. So here in a review, that's social proof. Someone else has bought from this business. That adds a little bit. I'm like, okay, the temperature's a little bit warm. I'm dipping my toe in. I feel like this might be a good swim. But then seeing a response and in hearing the style of Elizabeth, the advisor, the style, and it doesn't have to be the same. Um, you may not speak the Queen's English. You might, and the reason why I use that is I've got a picture of Queen Elizabeth right over here. So that's she just inspired me. So you not might not speak in the Queen's English, and that's okay because you don't need to. Don't try to be someone you're not. If you respond in most communications, I'm gonna say it like in a text message style. So really quick but upbeat, even emojis, right? If that's your style, you do you, okay? Because don't try to be something you're not, because when that customer or when that future customer decides to be a customer, you want them to know what they're getting into. And your style might not be right for everybody, but for the people it's right for them. And that's your tribe. That's your people. Those are your people. And that's where the riches are. They say the riches are in the niches. It's you being you clearly identifying who your product category is or product type is. Be very clear about that, but also be very clear about who your customers are and your style. So now that does I will say if you are someone who uh, wants to be portrayed in a certain way, and today you feel like you could enhance the way that you write to convey that your personality, by all means, please continue to work on that. But I'm just saying the magic here in timely and personalized responses is capturing the essence of you and what it's like to work with you. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. And I would also challenge you to look at, if you're looking at a restaurant that maybe you and your magnificent other are going to go to this weekend, and you look at the reviews, see if that business responded to the reviews. I don't have a percentage, but most of them I found don't respond to the reviews. And I think it's a missed opportunity. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. So easy thing for you to do is respond to reviews. So please do it. I guarantee you it will make a difference. Now, my third point here is acknowledge the good, but also the bad. Okay. And I know you're saying, no. Why would I do this? I want the bad review to go away. In fact, why can't I suppress bad reviews? Because that just would not be a good practice. Now, if someone is not your customer and they have written a bad review, then you can contact the different providers and explain, I don't know who this person is. This is not a customer of mine. Maybe you've got some drama in your life and somebody is trying to sabotage you. You can reach out to the companies and it's up to them whether they will take the review down. But depending on the review, if it doesn't look like it's based in a business experience, I have seen them take them down. But just as I was describing you're peeling back the curtain by responding to the reviews, even the bad reviews, forget, I said, use it to get feedback and enhance what you are doing and improve your service. Uh, Definitely do that. But a bad review is something that's there. It's going to be there. How about a timely response there? And in that timely response, I here's a question for you. In this timely response, should you dress them down publicly? Even though it is taking all your strength to not, don't don't go there. Do not go there. Most, in my experience, and this is not my first time at the rodeo, guys. I've been doing this for a long time. Most of the time, a bad experience, you can definitely learn from a bad experience and a bad review, how somebody captures their thoughts and their feelings around the service that they've received. You can definitely learn from it. But it is very powerful if you respond professionally and share with the world who's watching. And the whole world is not watching at this very moment in time, even though it feels like it at the time. But people will find that review and they'll read that review and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe Elizabeth. She is a wretched soul. I would never do business with her. Oh, but wait a minute. Elizabeth responded. She did not shy away. She was not hiding in the cupboard waiting for the storm to pass. No. Elizabeth responded very timely and said, I am so sorry that you that this was your experience. I would love to talk to you more. I and each situation, again, you're going to make it personalized because now I'm kind of like stumbling because I'm not dealing with a specific complaint, but invite them to a conversation in that message and that response. Invite them, say, I'd love to talk, I'd love to learn more about this. So please, here's my telephone number, here's my email address. I mean, all of these things are probably public anyway. The telephone number you give them is the one that's on your website. Your email address is probably on your website too. But invite them to a conversation. You'd be surprised at how many people read a bad review, but see that the business was not scared to acknowledge it and respond to it, and see that they were open to having a conversation about it. Now, whether that person contacts you or not, that is you showing the world that you care about your business, care about being better, um, and you also care about your clients. So don't be scared of those. But if you feel like you're going down the path of having to or wanting to tell somebody off and saying, you got so much value for what you paid. You are lucky that I even took your business. If you feel like you're in that space, go take a walk around the house, the building, wherever you are. Just remember all the good client experiences you have. You're never going to be able to please everyone, but you can show the world that you are open to feedback and that you care about your clients, all with a couple of strokes on your keyboard, and hit send, publish that response, and you've shown people who you are as a business owner. And it's powerful. It's powerful. And I'm gonna oh, Tawana, thank you so much. She said you are so right about that. Thank you, Tawana. I needed, you know what? Zoom needs like a little amen feature. So I sometimes I feel like I get to preaching. So thank you, Tawana. I appreciate that. But don't be afraid to expose what it's like to work with you and your agency. And that goes for the good and the bad, right? So I find it interesting that a lot of business owners are waiting for the phone to ring. They're waiting for waiting to receive an email inquiry or a live chat if they've got that, or a booking for a consultation. They're waiting for those things. Um, which I get it. I totally would be too. But there are other ways that you can proactively expand your online presence. We've talked about it with content marketing and social media, but even responding to reviews, and making sure your directory listings look sharp. I mean, that another topic. I'm just saying there are things that you can do that will feed the lifeline of your business. And some of them could seem as ugly as responding to a bad review. So please don't be scared. Now, I'll share an experience that I had where we uh, I I received, not personally, but as a company, received a negative review. Now, in this review, the person defined how awful it was to work with us, but in it, they explained things that we don't we don't do, and we don't allow our customers to do, because it would be a bad customer experience for all of our customers. Now, in their review, they were citing all these things, and if you when I first read it, I was like, okay, this, I don't like that there's a negative review, but in this review, this person has stated all of these things that a future customer of ours would not want to be a part of, and would not want. So my response was immediately. I mean, or as immediate as possible. And I just said, thank you for your feedback. I really do appreciate it. You are correct. We do not do this, that, and the other. But I wish you the best in your future endeavors, and wrapped it up. So that the person had the opportunity to express that they were dissatisfied, but then I also could show to anybody who read that future review that if what that person wanted is what what they would want from our company, then no, we're not the right fit. So I don't mind that bad review. In fact, subsequently, I've had people reference the negative review saying that they decided to become a customer because they read that bad review. So I'm just saying, there's no set way to be other than to be yourself and to take things head on, address them, and don't wait for someone to call you or request a consultation for you to show what it's like to work with you. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Tawana gave me a yes. So, and she drew out the S's. So I feel like she's on board with that. All right, so let's get down to business. Let's leverage those reviews to generate more leads. So first and foremost, you want to create a system for requesting reviews. And the way that you do that is find which platforms you are your ideal customer is living on, and don't worry about reading the what's on the screen here right now, because now I'm just talking about setting up the system. So where do your customers live, and uh, are they sorry, where are your customers and where do they hang out, and where do they and on those platforms, do they allow reviews? So we know that Google does. So if you have a Google business profile, people are able to leave reviews. And if you do not have a Google business profile, please do that. Search right now, because I'm not going to go through the instructions on how to do it, but search right now and look for how to set up the profile. It's free. You might have to validate your address. They send a postcard, and so it's not immediate. But Google, fantastic. You have to have a business profile on Google. There's no half stepping there. You have to do it there. Now with Google business profiles, that anyone can find. It's a part of your online footprint. So create that profile, and it's extremely visible for the masses. Anyone who's searching for for your business. So what I love about Google Business is, and this is, I don't have the link handy. I should, but if you search, you can get to it. So search for how to send a link to clients for that directly open. Sorry, I am talking crazy. I need to take a sip of my 0 calorie flavored water. Hold on. All right, I'm resetting. I'm resetting. So search for how to get the link to Google reviews. Um, uh, so your clients can click on the link and it opens right up to the Google review. That's all I was trying to say. I don't know why I was making it so difficult. Oh, thank you. Google, not Google, my Google, Erica, she has dropped it in the chat or in the Q&A. However, when it's in the Q&A, I don't think I can share this. Uh, anyway, it's a Google support article. But you can get a link that'll go right into the review, as long as the person is logged into their Google account, which most people are. But if not, they would be prompted to log into their Google account, and most people would, especially if you said, "Hey, can you write me a review on Google?" So clicking the link will open it right up. They can do the star rating, I believe, and then they can write a little bit, and then it posts onto your profile. So I love Google profile for that reason. It's got the ability for you to send that link. You can embed that link into an email right after somebody comes back from a trip. If they are somebody that you've been texting with, if texting is more your style, it's more my style. I'm hardly ever in email. So I would prefer you text it to me. But if you text me that link and I'm at the I'm getting my tires changed, I will click that link. Of course, I know it's coming from you. Um, and you're saying, "Hey, I loved working with you. Would you mind writing me a review on Google?" You've now made it so easy that when I click that link, I'm going to go right to the Google review. I can do it. It takes less than, well, depending on how wordy you are, it takes 3 to 5 minutes for me to do it. And then it's done and dusted and it's out there. I love that. Facebook, you can do something similar, but I if you're going to ask for reviews from your clients, pick a place where you want them, because if you can't send somebody an email that says, "Can you leave me a review on Google, Facebook, travelleaders.com, worldvia.com, oh, and then can you write it in an email so I can put it on my website?" There's just no way. I no, I'm not doing that. I'll click on a link for you. I love you, but I will do anything for love, but I won't do that, right? Make it easy for me to get the review to the place where you want it. So I am very, very keen on Google just because discoverability on Google, most people, that's where you're getting found. But if you have a strong social presence and your Facebook page is where it's at for you, maybe your website is okay, but you've had better luck on your Facebook page, then direct people there. If neither one, you don't fancy either one, okay, have the, ask them to just email you back with a review, and then ask it. And if you write a review, or give me a testimonial, please allow, will you allow me to share that with future clients or put it on my website? Make sure you get that permission. Even if, and just a side note, even if you get permission for posting that review and using that review in other places, I always, uh, it doesn't matter what business I'm working in, what I'm working on. It doesn't matter. I will always abbreviate the last name. So I could say Erica S. From New Jersey, and I'll have that underneath the quote, the testimonial. So it's Erica, it's a human being, but I'm not necessarily blowing up Erica's spot, to where people in New Jersey are searching for her last name, her personal last name. It's just that's other people might have different views on it. I don't think it's necessary. Do I need to know Erica's last name to believe that Erica is is a real person? I don't. I need to see Erica's words, and sometimes those words. Now I know the Erica of which I'm speaking, but sometimes people don't write well. So you might find some typos. Depending on your relationship with the client, you might say, "Hey, do you mind if it looks like there was an autocorrect here and you called me honey. I don't think you meant to call me honey." And I'm sure they'd be cool with it. But you do want to just be very, very authentic and real about your reviews. If that's how Erica S from New Jersey wrote the review, then leave it that way. And people will actually view it as that is clearly another person. I've read all this on their website or in an email or in a brochure, and then I get to Erica's review and maybe a little choppy. It's okay. Again, people want that social proof that you are a real boy or girl. It doesn't matter, just a real person, and they want to know that it's a real person who's leaving that review. So sorry, that was a little aside. So my top preference is that you get that link to direct people straight to leaving a review in your Google business profile. Then I would follow up with if you're using something like Agent Profiler, which our members have access to. That's on travelleaders.com. Those are agent profiles there, or Advisor Showcase on worldvia.com. If you are using both places, and I do, or all three places, because that could be a thing. I like kind of rotating it out a little bit. So I have reviews that are fresh on all those platforms. So a part of the system I would use. So if I say that I'm going to send an email that solicits a review from my client or a text message, what to systematize it so I don't have to think about it, I could every other month switch to a different platform. So this month, all of my requests for reviews are going to be being directed towards Google. On next month, it could be travelleaders.com and my profile there. And the month after that, it could be worldvia.com and my profile there. And then from there, I then would rotate back to Google. As you can tell, I don't seem as keen on the Facebook reviews. I feel like Facebook reviews come from people who are more in Facebook, and I don't necessarily need to solicit that. But the Google one stands out there. It's out for the public to see, as well as those third-party sites, travelleaders.com and worldvia.com. So those to me are much more powerful than Facebook because me personally, I don't search for businesses on Facebook. If you do, then maybe that's your place. And maybe you have access to all three plus Facebook. So you do that rotation every 4 months. It's kind of rotating around. Now, everybody you ask for a review is not going to give you a review. And that is okay. That doesn't mean that they've had a bad experience with you. It's just they don't have the time, they don't want to make the time. There could be so many things. Or they could just the trip was great, but they just don't like you that much. And unfortunately, as harsh as that sounds, you have to be okay with. So you want to keep on requesting, make it a part of your systems. In your CRMs, you can set up automated emails to deploy, or depending on how many customers you have, how easy is it to just pick up your phone, have it in your Apple Notes, what you normally type, paste that into a text message to your client, and then send it off. While you're watching House of Dragons. Anyway, you can make time for this because the more you send it out, the higher your chances are that you're going to get those reviews back. And if you systematically rotate out through your different platforms, every source for online traffic is going to see that the last review wasn't 7 years ago. The last review may have been last month, or it may have been 2 months ago, or it could have been last week. You're just ensuring that you've got reviews everywhere. And I have used reviews. If someone emails you a testimonial, it could just be an email saying, "Thank you for what a wonderful trip." Da, 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 da. Maybe you didn't even ask for the review or the testimonial. Um, if they leave you something that's so perfect and you want to use it, re reply back and say, I'm so glad. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Would you mind if I use this in my marketing materials? And 9.999%, they're going to say, sure thing. So don't be scared about asking for it. But if someone does leave a review on a third-party platform like Google, then I have used those reviews, but again, I use that way of capturing their name, like Erica S, New Jersey. I use that. I clean up the review, maybe if they've included any personal information, which most people don't. But if they included any personal information, I just pull out the highlights and I say Erica S from New Jersey, or just Erica from New Jersey. That's another easy way to do it. And I'll use it in some platforms. You can add testimonials. They aren't the self reviews. So I'll upload those there, or I might use them in an email, in the footer of my email, or in my newsletter, or maybe even in my proposal. Say I sell a lot of trips that involve Croatia, and I have an amazing review of a family that went to Croatia. I'll put that in my proposal as, here's what other people think, because that sometimes can be a decision-making factor. Is again, someone else has bought this product and had a great experience, or I want what that person is having. What was that? What was that? It was When Harry Met Sally. Was that what it was? Where Well, we don't need to go into the details of it, but I'm just saying, where the person in the diner said, "I'll have what she's having," right? People want, if people see a great experience and they want to see themselves in it, then that's going to be a part of the decision making process for them. Okay, so I hope that helps, especially around the mechanics of requesting reviews and the way that I would approach it. I love personalizing the request, even though you could put an automated email into your CRM that triggers every time someone returns from a trip. Um, Make sure that you're using your authentic voice, and if there is a way to customize it to the individual, which some systems allow you to do, then please do, because nothing feels colder than a canned message, right? But there are little things that you can add that can warm up canned messages, or if you can make it extremely personal, like that cutting and pasting of my normal request for reviews into a text message, and then just changing that message a little bit and say, "Hey, Erica, do you mind giving me a review? I'd love to find more clients like you." Flattery goes so far. So if you say, "I want more clients like you," think about the impact of that. I mean, I would be at the tire changing center. Is that what it's called? The tire changing center? Um, I'd be at the auto shop, and I'd get that message and I'd be like, I am such a great client. I am the dream client, and I am definitely giving you a 5-star review, and I am all in the love right now. So think about creative ways that you can ask for reviews and testimonials. It will pay off. Again, it's something that, if it is a part of your system, it's second nature, and you just do it. And you never know when is that person going to do that when they're at the car changing center, or when they're, later on that week while they're watching House of Dragons, or do they forget about it for 2 months and then they finally get back to it? It was on their to-do list and they just never did it. So just keep it a part of the system and it will pay dividends. Now I'm going to pop over because I see there's some Q&A here. And Erica, again, thank you. I'm not sure if everybody can see the questions, but Erica, if you can see the questions, then Erica has left a link to the Google article on getting reviews on Google. So, uh, so Tawana, thank you very much. She saw the review that I referenced earlier, and it actually she was impressed with my response, and it drew her to attending today's session. So thank you, Tawana. I didn't know that, and I'm happy. I mean, it was the truth that the person who left the review, that was their truth, and I responded it the way our company would respond to something like that. And in Tawana's case, she said that is that she liked that. So the very good. And Tawana said, very easy to write a good review. Love it. Nationally seen, and she has written many. Good for you. In fact, Google loves those of you who are engaged with writing reviews and or even just looking at businesses and looking at the profiles in Google. It is, it's smart, that Google. It knows who to put things, what to put in front of you, based on your activity. But if you're somebody that gives honest reviews, more than a few words, right? Not just love it, but maybe a little detail. Google figures out which reviews um, are viewed and then an action is taken, whether it's or to call or to go to their website, or even book online. So you've got it's picking up which reviews are causing the positive action, and that's what it starts to present in front of people who are searching for the business. And Erica said she thinks everybody can see, so she has added. She said the first link was how to set up your Google business page, and then she just added a link for getting a review. So again, I hope you guys can see it. If you can't, just search for how to set up a Google business page or account, and then how to generate a lead to send, requesting a review on Google. Um, that it's very easy to get to, and I should have gotten a quick link here for you, but if you can see Erica, she has done the work for you. And if you don't know Erica, Erica is Worldvia's director of member development and a really good friend of mine, and somebody who has been in the industry forever, and somebody I consider an oracle of travel. So, when you think about, in Greek and Roman times, they went to the oracles to find out the truth. Erica is one of my trusted advisors. So I am so grateful that she is spending a Saturday with me, just as I'm grateful to all of you for spending this Saturday with me. Let's see. Oh, Erica is thank you for this input here. Erica says, uh, she believes that if you have all 5-star reviews, it looks like you're fake. No one is perfect. And you know what? I agree with Erica. It's and there's some products. I'm going to go back to my Amazon example. There's some products that have like thousands of reviews and they're all 5 stars, and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. And in some situations, I've actually drilled down and looked at when the reviews were done, and they look like they were all done within the same day. So it makes me think that somebody paid to have those reviews done all in the same day or in the same period of time. So it needs to look like a natural pattern. And some people don't give fives, some people give fours. It should be, I think a 4.5 star is out of sight, is amazing. I think four is, you should be really, really happy with four. But if you have all fives, the only way I think all fives, you can get away with all fives, is if you don't have that many reviews. If you only have four people that have left a review, they could all give you a five. So these are little things that, looking at the star rating and then looking at how many people reviewed the product, where now it's so ingrained in us, it just happens. We're evaluating it without even thinking. So yeah, I think that's a really good point, Erica. All fives can say, I don't know, this could be a fake person. But it does depend on the makeup, because I know some five-star people out there, some five-star travel pros, and I know that they didn't fake their reviews. So it's just something to factor in, and also just don't make the bar so high that if you are a 4.5 star, if that's what your business comes up, you know what? That is wonderful. And you should take a victory lap on that one. Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you, Erica, for chiming in on that. And let's talk about leveraging reviews, those positive reviews. Incorporate those reviews in social media. Something that you can do really easy in Canva. Canva.com, Canva.com there's a free and a paid version, but it's very, very simple graphic design tool. Allows you to create really fun social media graphics with no design experience. So highly, highly recommend it. And I've even seen people make it so simple that they just do a white background and they do like typewriter text, and they just type what they want to say in the social post for the graphic, and that works fine too. Make sure it's on brand for you. But take those reviews or highlights from those reviews, capture those and put those out as social posts, especially if your client has given you permission to do so. Don't make it a love fest around your brand where every single social post was a review. But sprinkle that in just the same way you do with promotions. The rule with promoting products and services on social media is use the 80/20 rule. 80% of your content should be social, 20% promotional. It's a good rule to have to keep it balanced. Same with the testimonials. 80% social, 20% testimonials. And that will be a good rhythm for just about any business. So put them on social media. Incorporate them on your website. Maybe you have a static, unchanging area on your site where you are highlighting maybe a couple of reviews or a single review. I mean, I think we've all seen it where it's like in big letters and a quote. Put good reviews there on your website. If you've got pages about specific destinations or products that you sell, and you've got reviews that align with that product, that category, that destination, that's merchandise that review there. So if maybe I land on that page, maybe that's my first visit to your website through SEO, the search engine optimization, I ended up right there on a page about Croatia. For me to see a review that speaks to Croatia, score, score, score. So think about how you can merchandise your testimonials and reviews throughout your website. And even some platforms allow you to embed the review score, like what your star rating is currently. They allow you to embed that onto your site. Now, I think that that's a cool feature, but my personal opinion is I don't want to put anybody else's code on my website. I don't want them tracking anything that's going on my website. So I'd rather bring the reviews that I want into the site and then allow those platforms like Google for the world to see to do their job in bringing people to my website. That's my personal take on it. Somebody could completely contradict me, but I don't like putting foreign code on my website. I've done it before and I've had weird things happen. I just don't want anybody in my website. That I sound like somebody who's got a grudge. Yes, I was burned, so yes, I highly don't recommend you do that. All right. The other thing is in email marketing. So I mentioned putting a testimonial in your email in the footer of your email. Now you can put that in your email signature. Uh, if that is if you are gravitating towards that idea, then try it out for a little bit and see what you think. Whenever you put messages in your email signature, they are seen by everyone that you email back and forth to. So every reply, they're seeing your email signature. I am I'm not a fan of redundancy. So something like a review, I want that to be a part of a website experience, social media. I want it to be a part of my proposal. I want to showcase that testimonial. I don't want people to get tired of the testimonial. And that's the thing that I see with a lot of things that go into email signatures. If it isn't changing on a regular basis, then I get bored and I stop even looking at it. And I just think your reviews and your testimonials are too important. But are they really something that this is now we'll get philosophical? Is seeing it in my one-to-one email signature, is that really going to make somebody make a decision to shop with me? Is that the best place for it? I don't think it is. I would rather see your accreditations, affiliations, maybe awards that you have won. Um, I think that I don't get tired of. But seeing what Erica S. from New Jersey thought of my experience in every single email that goes back and forth, I'd get really tired of Erica. So that's just my personal take. If you're gravitating towards that in your email signatures, then try it out and see if you end up with the disdain that I have for it. But I do think you can use it in your email marketing. So in your email newsletter, if you got a great review that just came in, or in this recent period of time, then work it in to a section on your website. Maybe it's at the top, or not your website, on your email newsletter. Maybe it's at the top of your newsletter, or maybe it's at the footer, or maybe you just work it in between stories or promotions, whatever you're including in your newsletter. I think it's a great use of it. And again, if you're changing it out with all your newsletters, or maybe it doesn't, maybe the testimonial isn't always in the newsletter, but it's sometimes in the newsletter, that I'm going to read and I'm going to be excited about it. So don't if you get these reviews, highlight them. Don't let them die and keep nurturing them, right? It's like a little gremlin, the happy gremlin, right? It's the little furry one. You got to take care of it, and then it's so sweet. But if you neglect it or don't follow the rules, then all of a sudden it turns into the green evil thing, and you don't want that. It is a Saturday and I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun too. Again, thank you for being here. So again, leveraging the reviews, we talked about this already. Use the feedback to evolve and innovate. Every review, good or bad, has an opportunity for you to evolve, to do more of that thing that was highlighted. Or, oh God, I love this. I can't believe I didn't think about this. Or you see in a review something highlighted that you just do because it's a part of your essence. It is who you are. So, but you don't even think about it. It's just a part of who you are. But yet you all of a sudden see it in a review and you're like, wow, that's a part of my secret sauce here. I need to I need to trademark that. I need to copyright that. That's my thing. And I need to maybe call that out in my marketing materials, my website. Maybe you come up with a new tagline based on it. You never know where you're going to get the inspiration. So, get better in your business, but there might be things that you just don't even think of that are uber important to your clients, and you don't find out until you get a review. So look at this feedback that you get from reviews not only as a way to signal to the world that you have clients and they like you and they are sharing their experiences with you. I mean, beyond that, how can you evolve? How can you do more of the good stuff? And maybe in a review, it's a glowing review, but they say something that you're like, that felt a little prickly. I don't think they had a bad experience, but what they just wrote is something I don't want to repeat. So yeah, so I'm going to change that. So use the feedback to evolve and innovate. In Again, if you had bad reviews, you're responding to them, but how is there something that you could have done differently with that client? And maybe you already knew that before they left a review, but uh, if they left a review and you saw the way that they articulated their thoughts, figure out a way to counteract that, and systematize your service delivery to ensure that that doesn't happen again, or that people don't have that perception. Okay. And soliciting reviews outside of Google and Facebook. Really, here I just wanted to talk about solicit reviews. Make it a part of your system. Like I said, you can have the link to open up Google and they can leave their reviews. Um, but you can also solicit reviews when you're at dinner parties or when you're at Thanksgiving. Um, if someone says, "Oh gosh, I had such a great time on that trip," maybe it was a trip with you, maybe you do travel with me experiences, right? Um, and they say something about that trip, ask him for the review. Ask him, hey, well, write down your thoughts, put it in my phone right now. Can I use this in my marketing? I need more people to join that group. I would when you on the next group that you're planning to join me on, wouldn't you like some more cool people like you? Again, flattery will get you everywhere. So think about reviews not only in the online space but offline, and how you can incorporate that into your marketing. And the actionable feedback analysis, collect feedback um, from other sources, just like I said earlier, using surveys, those reviews, um, and even direct comments. Find themes and bucket those the feedback, and then figure out how you can make things better. So asking for feedback and reviews, that's one thing. Collecting surveys, or just while you're on the phone with somebody, what did you love about the trip? Is there something that we could have done differently? Um, Collect that feedback and start to bucket it so you can take action, and you can improve your service, right? All right, let's see if we've got Tawana. Thank you for chatting it up over here in the Q&A. I love it. I'd love to use this time. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about reviews? Tawana is obviously someone who leaves reviews, reads reviews, leaves reviews. Uh, Based on what we talked about today, what are your thoughts? Do you have any inspiration? Is there something that you would do today, maybe even this afternoon, that you weren't planning on doing because of what we talked about today? I'd love to know. Just drop it in the Q&A, or you can raise your hand and I will unmute you. But again, I'd like to say thank you for joining me this Saturday. These Saturday sessions are so much fun. And Erica, my teammate out there, who I hope is still watching, or maybe I hope she isn't still watching, go and do something else. Go have fun. But I appreciate you guys spending the time with me, because I do enjoy talking about marketing, specifically talking about travel marketeering and how we can create those systems, because systems you can tweak, you can enhance, you can rework, right? Um, but if you don't have systems around things, it can be very overwhelming, and you end up feeling behind, even though you're not really behind, right? You just feel like, oh yeah, I got to get to my website. Oh yes, I've been meaning to collect reviews, and it feels awful. It just feels awful. You feel in just an awful space. Create the systems so you don't have to think about it. And then what I love doing is set a time on the calendar, set recurring appointments on the calendar for you to check in and see if there is something. Um, check your website, check your blog. Um, do set that time to do the check-in so you don't have to think about, oh, I wonder if my website is working. I wonder if my email marketing is working. Set up that time so you don't have to think about it, right? Let's see, Erica, she is still watching. Hi. Erica's getting ready for our big conference, World 24. It's in Harrah's SoCal, which is you fly into San Diego, but I think it's like 45 minutes away from San Diego. And it is September 11th. So we're now in the stage, we're about a month away, and we're in the stage of putting all the finishing touches. We're putting the pixie dust over here. We're putting the bows on this. Sometimes we're literally putting the bows on something. But I'm sure she's working a little bit on some of those things. So she is here, and she said, I don't buy anything without reading reviews, but I'm very critical of reviewers. If they're not objective, I discard their opinion. The number of reviews matters too. One is great and 10 is better. Yes, I agree with you. Um, and she said, of course, I'm still here. And she also said I'm in charge of the pixie dust. Okay, I like it. I like it. Let's see. Robert said, as a customer, I don't like them. I tend to be someone that doesn't share my thoughts. But now that I'm a new travel advisor, maybe I'll have to rethink them. And an emoji crying with laughter. Thanks for this series and all you're doing. This actually helped me decide on going with WorldVia versus one of the other host agencies. I really appreciate all you do. Thanks. Wow, Robert. Yeah, I thought you were sending me a dagger to the heart when you were saying I don't like reviews. Yes, that, but I yeah, and thank you for the compliment, and thank you for joining our network. I look forward to seeing being a part of your success story with our network. I love it. But Robert, I want to you do make me think of something um, that I do want to say about this. Just because you don't like reviews doesn't mean that your customers aren't using reviews. So, and this isn't just to Robert, this is to everyone. So you might not be someone who even pays any attention to reviews, but your clients might. So you want to make it a part of it's a part of your system. It's something that you should not ignore, embrace it, but systematize it. Like I said, very minimal effort on your part if you systematize it, and I guarantee you will see the benefits. And Tawana said, "Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this type of webinar." That is fantastic. I am so glad that you joined. And if you did have a good time, please join us in our private Facebook group. It is just getting started, so it's a small group, but our team is in there, and we have plans to drop some really cool things there for you to use before anyone else gets them. And you don't even have to be a part of World Via Travel Network to have access to these things. So just go to Facebook and search Travel Marketeers, two separate words, and or there is the link there, and you can learn more. And I hope that you will join me most Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time for the travel marketing sessions with me, Joshua Harrell. And if you missed any part of this, or you want to rewatch it, or you want to see some of the other ones, then go to YouTube and search for World Via Travel Network, and you will see our YouTube page, and you will see playlists on travel marketeering sessions, as well as our new series, Destination Conversations, with another one of my oracles of travel, Velma Tollison, who starts talking with destinations and and having a conversation about those destinations that everyone can benefit from. So, and there's other content there too, but I'm just saying, check out those things. But thank you again for joining, and I look forward to being with you on another session. In fact, next week, we're going to be talking about creating a sales pipeline, and I am going to be in Miami. Only in Miami is Cuba so far away. Can't wait to be there. So I will see you real soon. Take care. Bye.